guys, how's it going? It's the 15th of September today, so we're mid-September, coming into autumn, although we've just got a bit of a warm spell coming up, which is really good because it will just help everything kind of finish ripening off. So yeah, we're going to have a little look around and see what's going on, and probably harvest some stuff as well, and yeah, just see how it's all doing. Okay, so coming onto my plot, got the greenhouse shed, which it's got the 4 figs in. They're doing okay. I've had a couple of ripe ones off of this garden centre purchase, so I'll try and put a picture up of those. They were quite nice, they're watered down a little bit. Yeah, these cannas are doing pretty well, seeing as they've been quite shaded by the shed this year. And I just leave them in and they come back every year, which is good. I haven't got the irrigation thing quite set up properly yet. I need to do that over winter for next year, because I don't think I'll be able to come down here as often as I've been coming down here this year. Well, fingers crossed I won't be able to, in the sense that hopefully I'll have some kind of job or be volunteering. But yeah, the last few months has been really difficult with health in terms of fatigue. Well, not fatigue, it's not tiredness, it's just complete and utter exhaustion. No matter how much rest I get and stuff, but anyway, but yeah, it's starting to look, especially the ornamental section, look really nice, which is a shame that, yeah, we're coming up to the end of the season. I think we'll get a couple more weeks, maybe 3, maybe 4 weeks before I need to start digging some of this stuff up. You can actually see these dwarf Cavendish here, which they haven't really done much this year, to be honest. They've barely grown. You can see the new leaves they put out are starting to blacken, and that was because of the cold snap we had. And to be fair, in the southeast where I am, it only got down to probably about 7 degrees. So I don't know what that is, like 45 Fahrenheit, something like that. I don't know. Yeah, so we didn't even get that bad of a cold snap. I know places up north had a frost already, which is really unusual for this time of year. But anyway, it's interesting to see the different hardiness levels of different plants, because the Musa Baju, which is pretty hardy, hasn't got any signs of damage. But yeah, all of the dwarf Cavendish ones have got blackening and browning on the new leaves that have come up. The Canna musifolia is doing really well. Really lovely plant. Bearing in mind this was a single stem plant I bought, and if you look down here, it's got like 5-6 new stems. I think this was the original, and it was only about that high, and it's put out 5 or 6 new ones, and it's turned into this really lovely plant. So I'm really happy with this. And it seems to have taken the cold spell pretty well. I've heard that it is a bit of a thug in terms of it takes over and gets huge. So I'm looking forward to that, because it'd be nice to have some really big tropical foliage next year. Although, to be fair, I'm not sure I would want it like too much higher than that, maybe another foot or so. But yeah, salvia is looking lovely. Hardy gingers doing really well. I'll be excited to dig these up and see what the rhizomes like. I don't think you can eat these ones, but it'll still be interesting anyway. The tomatoes, so I'll take a few steps back just so you can get perspective. Tomatoes are doing pretty well, as in they've held out a lot longer than I thought they would, because they showed blight pretty early on, and then I've managed to keep them going, and I'm still getting a lot of these sun golds, which I just don't know what to do with. And then I've got quite a few nice, I mean these are starting to split a bit, but quite a few nice red tomatoes that these are Gardener's Delight, which I'll pick, and I've made a sauce out of them already. But yeah, parsnips are still in the ground. I'm excited to dig these up in a couple of months' time, see what I've got going on. I think they're going to be pretty big actually. I bought this chrysanthemum, which is really lovely. I think this is where they get pyrethrins from, I think, which is like a natural a naturally derived pesticide. I think that's where they come from. I might be wrong on that, but it'd be interesting to see if I could make a pesticide out of it. Not that it's just because it's organic doesn't mean it's necessarily good for the environment, but it's still interesting. The beans have been producing really well, actually. I've harvested quite a lot of them. To show you inside, the ladybirds doing their job, which is good. I can never split these open on camera, it's really difficult. There we go. Really nice white beans. I then put them in the dehydrator on a really low setting just to take the excess moisture out, and then I'm gonna sort of store them. The figs are doing okay. We're doing pretty well in terms of growth. I still haven't had any figs off of them, but even my greenhouse figs have not started ripening yet at home, which is kind of, I'm pretty sad about that. They should be ripening by now, but they're not, which is interesting because although we had a pretty cool start of the summer, we did have a pretty good August in the south, and they're still really behind. I have got a few fruits that I'm still hoping for, like that one. I think these should ripen up for me, but it probably won't be for another month. There's a few down there. So excited for them to ripen, and I'm really excited for next year because then hopefully most of these guys will start fruiting, and there's a couple more varieties that I want to get. Just one or two, maybe 10 or 20. The raspberries have been doing so well this year. I made sure to keep on top of the bindweed, and also just to keep this space in the middle clear, and they've just been producing loads and loads and loads of fruits. I've just picked another load from them. There's still some on there, to be honest, but I'm gonna have so many still to come. I've probably harvested about 1 kilo, which for raspberries that's a lot, and if you were to cost that, how the supermarkets kind of price them up, then it'd be quite a significant amount. This bed, which I planted carrots in, is doing really well. This bed is going to be wheat, which is going to be interesting. I've had a lot of apples off of this Spartan, which is probably ready. Really lovely apples. I'm probably going to juice the apples this year and then bottle some juice because there's too many apples to eat, really. What is exciting though is this one, the Ronde de Bordeaux. I think it's going to start ripening these in the next 2 weeks. Which I'm really excited about. Also, what I forgot, because I was a bit kind of sad that this plant hadn't really grown much. It's put out a few figs again, but it hasn't really grown much. But I'd forgotten that I actually dug this up last year, because I was looking back at my old videos. This plant was over there, and I dug it up to give access to the compost, and replanted it there. So I think that's probably why it hasn't really taken off, because it hasn't been settled in one place for more than 1 year. So I think next year will be the year. Looking at the ornamental bed from this side, I've actually got one dahlia that has started to produce flowers despite being completely ravaged by snails. It's only just started to grow really in the last couple of weeks, so hopefully we'll get some flowers, but more importantly, hopefully the corm, is it the corm or is it a rhizome? I can't remember. Hopefully it'll be kind of nice and bulky and I can plant it again next year and hopefully it'll do better. Over here, the courgettes, I gave up on harvesting them. I can't remember what the count was now. It was at least 32. I think it might have been 35 or 36. So I've just let these guys go. I've just let these grow as big as they want, and I'm gonna probably try to make some sort of carved pumpkin out of it for Halloween, although a very irregular shaped one. This is the biggest one. I can't get across really on camera how big that is. It's massive. It's really heavy as well. So but the courgettes, just pumping them out this year is crazy. I probably won't be planting them next year. I'm going to try some other things. Pineapple guava, to be fair, I let this get completely swamped by bindweed, but it's come back I've cleared it now and it's growing okay. But yeah, strawberries, really disappointing this year. I am probably going to dig the plants up, re-prepare all the bed and then plant them back in, because they have not coped well with, even though I was religiously weeding these. I've just given up. I just gave up because they just weren't. I got a few handfuls, but for the size of the bed, I remember on my old plot I had a bed about this size and I was just getting so many strawberries. I was completely swamped. So I know they can produce, but they just haven't. But yeah, and then yeah, I mean, I've shown you the tomatoes. Quite a few more big ones to ripen for me. But yeah, that's pretty much everything. So yeah, I'm looking forward to harvesting the rest of what I've got. Really looking forward to next year for the figs. Hopefully it's a slightly better year. Anyway, yeah, I hope everyone else is doing good and the gardening season is at least ending on a positive, maybe. I don't know, because I think it's been quite tough for everyone. But yeah, lots of love, guys, lots of peace, and I'll speak to you all very soon.